Hello twin flames and welcome to this reading. So we're going to do a reading about should you, the divine feminine, text, email or reach out to your divine masculine? Or should you reach out to your person? Because this may even resonate with you if you don't class yourself as a twin flame. But I'm going to go through how the process is mirrored between both twins. And they are giving me a block in the throat chakra right now, blocks in communication. So if you want to restore the communication, if you want to reach out, if there's some event coming up, this is the angels showing you what will work. The angels want you to know this, that always follow your heart. If you're being guided to reach out to your person, always do what you're guided to do. But I'm going to show you in this video what the masculines go through when you message them. Everything they feel and experience until they reach back out to you. What you go through as a divine feminine as you contemplate sending the message and doing so, and then what's been learnt and healed. So this is going to be very powerful. So I've hand selected some cards from the Divine Masculine Dark Truths deck to really get this point across, and the Divine Feminine 101. Both of these decks are by me. And right now as I record this in real time, the masculines are going through a deep healing, a deep understanding and awakening of their truth. That's why they're going through eye issues right now. So, they're not liking what they see. And this is also creating a lot of fear. So it's amazing, all this fear that comes up when we think about contacting our twin and what the masculines go through. So I'm going to show you why and how you mirror each other with cards. It's very powerful. So first of all, should you reach out to your person? Now, usually if you want to reach out to them, it's because they're not reaching out to you. You want... you're craving their attention, you're craving their love, you just want to talk to them, you want to feel the presence, you want that sense of comfort and relief when they reply to you and you feel that bond connected again in a physical way. It could be something else, it could be an event coming up, it could be their birthday, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, an anniversary, a significant date that means something to you and you want to reach out. Or maybe you see something on social media that you really want to show them or tell them about. So, there's always the reason why you want to do it. And that's really the thing that matters. So you have to think, okay, why do I want to reach out right now? And is it going to trigger me if I don't receive the response that I either expect or want? So imagine you're writing that message out, Divine Feminine, you're getting all your thoughts out, and then you send it to your masculine. What happens? The masculine receives that message, whether it's an email message, a text message, could be on social media, it could be something else. However you communicate, you guys, when he receives that message or when she receives that message, then first of all, there's the sense of relief. Okay, let me swap these over. The masculine, he gets this sense of relief. So he feels relieved that you've contacted him because that's took the pressure off. You've contacted him and he feels comfortable. Okay, this is what you have to understand. When the masculine receives a message from you, he doesn't think, oh no, she's messaged me again. He doesn't feel that way. He feels relieved because the communication has been restored somehow. And he feels a sense of peace, just like you do. So he feels relieved because he knows that you love him and he knows that you're there for him. And he feels that sense of comfort because that comforting feeling is that feeling of coming home, that feeling of connection. And he feels all the love. So he feels all that love for you. That's all stirred in him. Even before he reads your message, he feels that. He sees your name pop up or he understands that you're the one sending that message. And all this love comes over him again. And he just feels wonderful. So it gives him this kind of adrenaline rush feeling. And it's like a feeling when we're satisfied. Like when you eat chocolate and it gives you that boost of, energy that really feels good. So it's like a feel-good feeling. So when he receives your message, no matter how he reacts, whether he replies straight away or he doesn't, or he blocks you or ghosts you, whatever he does, when he receives your message, he feels that sense of relief. Yes. Oh, nice. It's like an epiphany moment. So he feels all the love. Now, from your perspective, Divine Feminine, you feel the same because you feel relieved that you've sent the message and you've restored contact. You've let him know how you feel, and that's comfortable. So you feel like you've restored, in a way, that sense of comfort between you. You know, you've restored communication. It feels safe. It feels nice. It feels lovely. You feel all the love because you've expressed yourself and you've said what's on your mind. And that's always the right thing to do, no matter what happens next. So you've feeling all this love. So you feel good in that moment because you've sent a message. So you're thinking, what happens now? So you're excited about receiving a reply. But you also feel good because you've expressed how you feel. You've got things off your chest. You've shown your person how much you love them. So you feel all of this. So from the masculine perspective, this is what he goes through, okay? He feels, wow, I need you. So when you message him, regardless of what the message says or is or what happens next, he receives your message and he's like, your love and powerful light guides me home. Thank you for sending it to me. Thank you for sending this message to me. Because when you send him a message or contact him, you send him love and you send him powerful light that is guiding him home. So he feels this need to reply. I do feel it and I need it now more than ever. So when you send him that message, when you're guided to, even if he doesn't respond to you or he doesn't reply the way you want him to or he blocks you, when he receives your message, he's saying to you, thank you for sending it to me. I do feel your love and I do need it now more than ever. So he's letting you know that in that moment, he needs it more than ever. Your love, your comfort, this sense of relief. You give me hope that I can be happy again. So you give him hope. When you send that message to him, he gives him hope. So don't all shut the video off and think, right, I'm going to message my masculine then. You need to understand what happens after this, okay? This is the initial way he feels when he receives your message. He feels all this love and he says, I'm dreaming about you. I dream about you holding me close. It feels safe and warm in your arms and I never want the dream to end. This needs to be my reality. So when you message him, he also has this sense of peace and comfort about the future and about what you can create and have as a couple. And he's saying, I love you. I will always come back. So that's also what you're showing him. When you're reaching out to him, you're showing him or her that you will always come back. And he feels this sense of relief. Now, you don't always want to be the one doing that. You want him to show you that. And he will. But when you're reaching out to him, you're showing him that you'll always come back. And he loves you for that. It doesn't mean you're a doormat. It doesn't mean that you roll over, and let him have control. You're saying, I love you. That's what you're saying. And that's what he's taking from it. That you love him, that you love each other. And it makes him want to come back to you. When you message him, of course he wants to reply. Other things go on though in his body, in his physical body, in his emotions, in his mind, in his response system that may stop it from happening that way. But when you message him, straight away he wants to respond because he thinks, I love you too. I will always come back. And he's saying, thank you. Thank you for being my best friend, even when I've pushed you away. Nobody knows me like you do. So he's also thanking you for sending that message. Even when he's pushed you away and you've reached out. Thank you for being my best friend. So he's acknowledging that. He's acknowledging all of the love and power. So that's the initial things that run through his head. Now for you, Divine Feminine, the reason you're sending these messages is because you're thinking, I don't want you to shut me out. So you think if you message him, you're going to get that reply or that response that you need to feel better. Sometimes you message because you think, if I stop messaging you, would you care? So you're doing it to see what he does. If I stop messaging you, would you care? So sometimes we feel like that. I've certainly felt like that before in the past, where I think, if I don't reach out, is this over? Will you actually reach out to me? So we reach out first, so we don't have to worry about that. Just let me in. So you want to reach out as well because you want him to let you back in and communicate and talk to you. And also because there's things you need to say. I have so much to discuss with you. So you know you want to talk about the future and plan things and sort things out. And you're saying, if you want me, then let me know, because I can't read you. So you also know that if you read that response, or you receive that response back, you're going to feel much better, because you're going to know that he cares. Why are you so cold with me? All I'm trying to do is love you. So you're also getting it across in your own way, whatever the message says, that you love him. All I'm trying to do is love you, so why are you shutting me out? Don't do that. And I miss talking to you about the little things. It's those things that mean so much. So also you want to talk, you want to have a conversation, because that's what best friends do. That's what lovers do. That's what twin flames do. And I miss you more than you could ever know. Okay, so you're also thinking, I miss you. I want to communicate. I want to talk. I want to restore harmony in our connection and, sort things out. You may even be thinking about what's going on with a karmic situation. Will you ever leave her? I'm tired of breadcrumbs. So you want to find out what's going on between you. That's another reason you may want to reach out. I want to realise the truth. I want to understand the truth. Are you going to leave that person? What's going on? So remember, you want a response at this point. And that's why you have to think, if I'm going to reach out, am I doing it because I just want to show I love him, or because I want him to respond to me? I want answers. I want to know what's going on. And if that's what you want, then that can create expectation and pressure, which creates struggle. If you reach out from a place of love without the need for a reply, you're more likely to get a quicker response. And that's the truth. I've been through that and understood that and worked that out the hard way. When you ignore my birthday, it hurts my heart. I never forget yours. So it may also be his birthday. And you're thinking, well, you might have ignored me on my birthday and not contacted me, but I never forget yours. Now, he's never forgot your birthday anyway. There's a reason why he may not have reached out, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But it may be his birthday, so you may want to reach out because it's his birthday. Or maybe it's your birthday, and you're thinking, I never forget your birthday. It hurts my heart when you forget these days or these specific dates. So again, it could be a specific date like Christmas, Thanksgiving, a specific event, and you want to reach out because of that. And also because you're afraid of losing him. I'm afraid of losing you. It stresses me out. So you want to send a message to create that communication again. And also because it hurts without you and you're craving them. I want you so bad, I crave you. And I've been through that so many times. Not just with George, but with Catalyst, where I've craved that attention. I've wanted their attention. And it's all because we're not giving back to ourselves. When we want them so badly, we're craving them. And we feel like we can't go on. We're aching for them. So we feel the need to reach out so powerfully. It's because sometimes we're not giving back to ourselves. So when we start giving back to ourselves, we give ourselves everything we need and we feel better. I wish you could see how special you are to me. And then I'm right here. And that's also what we want to do when we want to reach out. We want them to know we're right here. You're special to me. I care about you. I love you. Can't you see that? So that's another reason we reach out. And also because we want to meet up and talk. Can we meet up and talk this out? So ultimately, when the feminine is reaching out to the masculine, it's so that you can clear the air and sort things out and, start communication again. That's why, okay? So that's what goes on. So the next stage, when the masculines receive your message, and remember, you're both feeling the same things, but in different ways here. So you're both mirroring each other. Then the masculine goes into sheer panic. Oh, what do I say? What do I do? What if I do the wrong thing? So he starts going into panic mode about this message because he may not feel ready to reach out. He may not feel ready. He may not feel healed. He may feel like he's going to let you down again. So he goes into a panic. And sometimes when the masculines go into a panic, they react. They can block you, ghost you, or ignore you at this point. Okay? So they can panic. So if the masculine's panicking, you'll pick up on that energy and you start to panic. So you're mirroring each other. So if you don't receive a response straight away, you may start to panic and think, what is going on? What have I done wrong? What have I said? So you start taking things personally. And the masculine doesn't want you to feel let down. So he starts panicking. So if he blocks you, you're going to panic even more. You're going to think, what have I done? Why have I done that? I've made the wrong decision sending that message. But you're being reminded in that moment to relax and breathe and know that all is well. It's just a reaction. It means he's reacting to something he's triggered by. He's not responding. He wants to respond. He feels all this love. He feels relief that you've messaged him. He feels comfort from it. So why does he panic? Because he knows in that moment he may not be able to give you everything that you may be hoping for. And that can also be connected with what the contents of the message is. You know, he's more likely to respond to a light-hearted message than an in-depth, stressful message. You know, if it's making him go over things he's done in the past, making him feel bad. You know, so he's more likely to respond if it's just an emoji or a text, like a nice, hello, how you doing? Or, you know, maybe he's not even ready for that yet. He's still processing his feelings. So he goes into panic. So if he panics and he blocks you, don't panic. Everything's okay. And you have to understand this. Blocking you is not the end. The masculines always unblock the divine feminine. When the masculines are blocking you, they're blocking themselves. That's why I've done a video on don't block them. Or I've talked about don't block them, because when we block our twin, we block ourselves. We may feel it's the right thing to do, and we may feel ease for a day or so, but then panic comes back in. And the masculines will then panic because they've blocked you. And he's thinking, I didn't want to do that. Why have I done that? Why have I blocked her when all I want to do is reach out? But it's his own insecurity and fear. So the panic brings in fear. Okay? The panic brings in fear. Fear of the future. What does it mean? What will she think if I reply? Because he's worried that you're going to expect too much too soon. He's worried that, you know, if communicating, you're going to want more from him than he can currently give. This is why sometimes separation is the best thing, because it allows the masculine to prepare themselves mentally to be free from whatever seems to be in the way or holding them back, whether that's a person, a situation, or their own fear. So he goes into fear. And you mirror that divine feminine because you go into your own fear. Why isn't replying? Oh no, what have I done? So even if he hasn't blocked you, you're still thinking, why hasn't he read it? Why hasn't he opened it? Why? They're giving me fear, see? The fear burpee energy. Why isn't he responding? Why? So you go in all this fear. This is what they're channeling through me. And I spoke about why I channel the energy in today's Divine Masculine reading. So all this fear. What's going on? What's happening? The panic. And the insecurity. So the masculine goes insecure. What if I don't do it right? What if I say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, let you down, hurt you again, fail you, fail myself? He goes into all this insecurity and he starts doubting himself. That he's not ready to message you. He starts going into doubt about the words. He may write a message out and delete it because the words don't seem right. And remember, you're this goddess to him. You're this lighthouse. You're this beautiful light. And he thinks, I need to say the right thing. I want to speak from my heart. Am I ready to do that? So he goes into all this doubt. And then he feels all this pressure. And all this pressure to reply, to do it right, to do it at the right time. It fills him up with stress. So he goes through all this stress. Now, while all this is happening, you go into fear yourself. So you start feeling insecure about the connection. He mustn't love me then if he isn't replying to me. He mustn't care. So you start doubting this connection. You start thinking, you know, is this even real? Have I made it all up in my head? Does he even care about me? He must be happier without me. So you start doubting, oh, this isn't twin flames. This isn't real. This isn't true. All these readings are rubbish. This isn't real. So you go into doubt, self-blame, judgment, panic, and pressure. So you put pressure on yourself. So then sometimes you think, well, I'll send another message to see what happens then. So you're creating more panic, more pressure, more stress. So this is the way you are mirroring each other. So the card's connecting with this. He's saying to you, this time I want to do things right. That's why I don't want to rush things and risk losing you altogether. I want it to be right. So that's why you can panic. And go into fear and block you sometimes and not reply, because he's saying, I'm taking my time. I want it to be right. And this is the happy birthday message. Okay, so I'm sorry I missed your birthday. So maybe you're reaching out on his birthday, or you're bringing up that, or, this is some other event. Remember, this is a birthday card, but it's about other things like Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, all these other events that block communication, give me that block. He's saying, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. I was afraid to reach out in case you expected too much too soon. There's a funeral procession going past. A funeral procession. See, I'm channeling the information. Wow, I had to stop the video. I've just channeled so much energy that I couldn't actually talk. I had to cough and cry, and all emotion came out of this right eye, and this is connected with the masculines not liking what they see. And I've spoke about that very clearly in today's message. So today's divine masculine message. So they're giving me a burning in the throat, a cough. They're giving me pain in the sinuses, the jaw, connected with decisions, the eye. So the masculine is saying, I'm so sorry I missed your birthday. I'm so sorry I wasn't there when you needed me. And that's what he's saying here. He's saying, I'm sorry for ignoring you and making you doubt how I feel. It was selfish of me. I care about you and I always will. See, the block's coming back again. It's pain. He feels all this pain about what he's done in the past. And he doesn't want to hurt you anymore. So he cries over this. He cries over this, the way he treats you sometimes. He doesn't mean to ignore you, block you, ghost you, make you feel like you don't matter to him. It's just how he deals with his emotion. He's not brought up to talk about his feelings. It's programming and conditioning he has to release. And he's saying, I care, of course I care. When you're doubting the connection and wondering if he cares, of course I care. I'm sorry for ignoring you and making you doubt how I feel. It was selfish of me. I care about you and I always will. And he's saying, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. I was afraid to reach out in case you expected too much too soon. I will make it up to you, I promise. And as I was talking about this and doing all the coughing, when I was on camera, a funeral procession went past. So the masculine's saying to you, it's not over, it's just beginning. It's a rebirth, it's the start of a new life, it's a change. It's not the end. And I know, divine feminine, when the masculines aren't responding or replying to you, you feel like it's the end, but it isn't. He's saying, please forgive me. It makes me feel physically sick when I think about how much pain and suffering I've caused you. And that's what I've just experienced. Coughing so much, nearly sick, because that's how he feels. Tears. And I had a single tear run down this eye, and this is where the pain is. This is when he's not liking what he's seen happening in his physical world. I'm sorry for treating you that way. It was wrong and you didn't deserve that. Please forgive me. So he also knows he has to ask for forgiveness and apologise. And that can cause a block too, because it's painful for the masculine to apologise and say they've done wrong. I'm anxious. I struggle with pressure. And remember, we've spoke about pressure. In this reading here, we've got pressure. The pressure there. He's saying, I struggle with pressure and I'm anxious about it. At work, at home with you, I struggle because it makes me feel rushed to do things I'm not ready to do. And that's something I have to heal. So if you send a message and he doesn't reply, and then you send another message, and we've all done that, he then feels even more pressure and even more stress. And he's saying, I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me. I wanted to be, but I was afraid of letting you down. The birthdays, the Christmases, the Thanksgivings, I was afraid of letting you down, not being there, not being able to give to you everything you wanted. And I'm insecure. You treat me better than I have ever been treated. And I know that you can give me everything. I want that, but I'm still struggling with my fears, mainly about not being good enough for you or being enough for you. It's my own insecurity that's holding me back. So he's saying to you, it's not you, it's me. It's everything I'm going through that's holding me back. that's help, that's why I'm not replying to you right now. That's why I may have ghosted you or blocked you, or, I'm dealing with all this fear. And they give me all this anxiety in the throat chakra. And this is a reading about communication, and it affects the throat chakra. It affects the teeth, because the teeth are connected with decisions. It affects the jaw. It affects the eyes, because it's painful. That's where emotion comes from. It can affect the ears. Things they want to hear, things they want to say. So it affects all of the physical body. So when this is going on, and he's dealing with his stuff, and he's going through all this pain, and again, that's why they showed me that funeral procession. He's saying to you, it's not over, it's just beginning. You may feel like there's been a physical death, when you're not in communication. I know how that feels, and it's painful, but it's not over. There'll always be a new beginning. There'll always be a reconciliation. There'll always be a forward motion. So you're saying to your masculine, when you're going through all of this, so you're feeling the pressure, the stress, the doubt, the insecurity, the blocks, the fears. So feminine, you're saying, where were you when I needed you? You broke me. You broke me. Where were you when I needed you? You may need them to reply now, and they're not. You broke me on my birthday. Where were you? And he said, I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me. So he's apologising. I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me. I wanted to be, but I was afraid of letting you down. You're saying, when you treat me like I'm nothing, I want to die. So these are the feelings you go through. And the masculine's saying, I'm sorry for ignoring you and making you doubt how I feel. It was selfish of me. I care about you, and I always will. So he's letting you know he does care. So when you go through that doubt and you think he doesn't care about me, he doesn't love me because he's not replying to me, he does care. And you're saying, I'm sorry for the pressure. Okay, I'm sorry for bombarding you with messages. I just want us to be okay. So this is that moment where you send message after message after message. And I've been there. I think, well, I'll just send another one. I'll just send another one in case he didn't get that one. And then the messages turn nasty. Well, fine then, if you don't care about me. You get more and more agitated with the energy. And he's saying, this time I want to do things right. That's why I don't want to rush things and risk losing you altogether. I want it to be right. And he's saying, I'm sorry. I struggle with pressure. He's saying I struggle because it makes me feel rushed to do things I'm not ready to do. And that's something I have to heal. So if you're sending him message after message after message, he's struggling with that. So you're saying, why don't you reply to me? It hurts so much. So it hurts you. You may have the tears. You may have the block in the throat. You may be dealing with the ascension. Why don't you reply to me? It hurts so much. And he's saying, it's not that I don't want to. I'm grateful you've messaged me. Thank you for making me feel comfort and love. I'm just dealing with panic. All I want is to know where I stand. Do I matter to you? So you're saying, all I want is to know where I stand. So these are the things running through your head when you're waiting for that reply. I just want to know where I stand. So you could send another message then, say, where do I stand? What's going on? And you're creating pressure. Give him the time to reply. Whether it takes an hour, a day, a week, a month, even a year, he will come back to you. I ache for you. So you may be aching for him in that moment. And you're saying, I don't want to be the one who is always chasing. So you know that. So what we go into then, I'm going to bring this one back because we go into a form of processing. So the masculines, when they've dealt with all these emotions and all these feelings, the anxiety, the pressure, that fear, the doubt, they start processing them. So when they're quiet, they're processing. They're working out what to do. And feminine, you start processing too. So this is the energy that happens when we start to let go. We start to relax. We start to breathe and try and see it from a higher perspective. We understand that they need the space to understand, to read what you've said, to process the feelings. When the masculines are quiet, they're processing their feelings for you and what they need to change to be with you. When you're processing, you're understanding the journey, why things take time, that you're learning to release control and allow your masculine to take the lead in your connection and reach out to you. So during this processing time, the masculine is saying, I'm seeking answers. You are magnetic. I can't stay away from you, and I don't want to. So this is when he's processing, he realises he shouldn't have blocked you. He needs to reply because he can't stay away from you and he doesn't want to. It scares me. It scares me more than anything because you have a power over me that nobody else has. So again, that can bring in a block because he's afraid. What is this connection? It's so different than anything else and I'm trying to work out what it is. So he starts processing his feelings. I'm changing. I don't want to be with anyone else, so I'm releasing myself from my karmic ties. So in that silence, he's also realising he needs to end his karmic relationship or a karmic cycle or something he has to change. And he's saying to you, let me message you. If I don't reply, I'm planning what to say. I get stressed when you message me again, asking what's wrong. Nothing was wrong, but now it is because I feel paranoid I've done something wrong. Don't rush me. So he's saying to you, don't rush me. That's when we bombard them with messages. And he's saying, I'm healing. I hate the silence between us as much as you do, but it's where I do my deepest healing. So he's saying, I don't like being quiet either. I want to be in communication too, because it gives me comfort and relief. But it's where I'm healing, and I'm still healing. When I pull away from you, I'm afraid of being hurt. It's nothing you are doing wrong. Please don't take it personally. You are doing everything right. What I am doing is processing. I'm working out what to do, what to say and how to do it. And that's why I need time. Okay? So he's processing. And you, Divine Feminine, while you're processing, are realising all of this. I don't want to be the one who's always chasing. So you realise that when you finally calm down and stop panicking, you think, I don't want to be the one that's always reaching out to him. I want him to reach out to me. So you realise that you have to be patient and trust him to come back to you. Do you hate me or love me? The way you act sometimes makes me question everything. Again, they're giving me that fear and that block. So you're questioning things because you don't know how he feels. But when you close your eyes and you start processing it, you feel the love, you know he cares, and you see the signs. You may be tired because you're tired of trying to work it out. So you're thinking, I don't want to work it out anymore. I'm just going to live my life. I'm just going to be in the now and be free. And if you need space, just tell me and I will give it to you willingly. And that's the most painful thing, because if he just turned around and messaged you back and said, I just need a day, I just need a week, I just need a little bit of space, you would give him that willingly. But the not replying or the ghosting or the blocking is the hardest thing. And this is why we learn as a twin flame to communicate telepathically. They give me fear, and then all that fear gets released because you know he needs space. And I'm sorry I'm channeling all this energy through me, but it's what's going on, it's what's happening when these things occur. Sometimes I feel like I don't exist to you. So, this is what you're understanding in the processing moments when he's ignoring you, even though he isn't, remember, he's processing. You feel like you don't exist, and that's something you have to heal. That's about your own self-worth and value issues. I want to be with you. Is that really so wrong? So, you want to be with your twin. Is that wrong? Of course not. But again, it has to align in divine timing so he can give to you everything that you deserve and everything that you give to him, so it can be in equilibrium. You are so hard to read sometimes, you confuse me. So it confuses you when the masculines are ignoring you, because they don't want to ignore you. You feel that. They want to be in communication. You were guided to reach out. Maybe you're thinking, is the universe punishing me in some way? Surely he'd respond. The universe showed me the sign. What's going on? I'm confused. So then you can doubt the connection, you can doubt the signs, you can doubt the guidance you receive. And really you're remembering who you are. You're being reminded to trust in this love. It drives me mad when you ignore me, don't you care? So it drives you mad because you feel like they don't care. Well, he's letting you know he does. I do care about you. I do love you. I'm sorry I've made you feel that way. I'm just working it out. And you realise that through your twin, you're learning what patience really is. Through the silence and the blocks. You realise that patience isn't about looking at the clock and waiting and looking at your phone and thinking, is he going to message? It's about loving life, learning to dance in the rain, learning to enjoy the silence as much as, he seems to be doing, even though he isn't. Learning to love your life, giving back to you, going out with friends, going out by yourself, doing things, watching your favourite show, meditating, talking to the angels, working on goals, dreams, service. That's what patience is. And I know that you're my greatest teacher, and I respect that. So you also realise that what triggers you is healing you. I hate that I get so triggered by you and our connection. So the triggered energy is reminding you that he is your greatest teacher, and you respect that. And I'm becoming stronger and stronger every day through the way I get triggered, through the things I overcome. And then you start relaxing and you say, I know we will be together because we're truly meant to be. And that's what you show. I'm understanding that we are learning from each other. And you are my greatest weakness. So you're saying, well, the reason I've messaged you is because you're my greatest weakness. And I'm learning to understand what that is. I see all the signs that tell me that this is real. In the silence, in the blocks. You see the signs, and you're saying, I will help you through the fear if you let me. So you're sending him messages now on the 5D. It's okay, it's safe to come to me. I'll help you through these fears, and I hope you can open up to me soon. I am learning to let go. Why? Because I can't stop loving you, Divine Masculine. I can't stop loving you. So I'm learning to let go. What does that mean? You're letting go of the fear, the insecurity, the doubt, the pressure, all the things that brought in the panic and the stress. You're not letting go of your twin. You're letting go of the fear. And when all this happens, when you let go, when you relax, when you breathe, when you're doing your own thing, and you're giving back to yourself, what happens? They respond or reply. Powerful. He's saying, I'm messaging you. There is so much I want to say to you. Expect a message from me soon. So when the relaxed energy comes in and all that pressure lifts and the love flows back in, which it does, that's when you receive that response or reply. And that's when you, Divine Feminine, receive. Because you're saying, I trust you to find your way. I trust in this love. I understand the process. So that's what happens. So if you're thinking about reaching out to your twin, think about it first. Think about it. Think, can I handle this? Can I handle it if all of that takes place? Can I handle it if he doesn't reply to me? Can I handle it, or am I going to go to pieces? Am I going to deal with all these triggers? Will I get triggered if he doesn't reply? What will I feel like? What will I think about this? What will happen? So think about it in your mind. Can you handle it? When? If you're not getting the response straight away, can you handle the when? Can you handle the wait? Can you handle the why? He needs time. He's understanding things. He needs to release things. So reaching out if you're feeling guided to, or if you want to, is always the right thing to do. But you have to ask yourself the question, can I handle it if things don't go to plan? Because things never go to plan on this journey, because it's a learning journey. If things go to plan, we don't learn, we don't grow, we don't evolve, we don't transform. And you can see the pain and the struggle and the feelings and the emotions and the physical symptoms the masculines go through during this period of silence and separation and working out what to say, because they don't want to cause you everything we've just spoke about. They don't want to be a pain in your life. They don't want to make you hurt or upset or sad. They don't want to see you crying over them or hurting over them. They want to make you happy. They want to laugh with you and live with you and be with you. That's what the masculine wants. So give him time to respond to you. So if you want to reach out from a place of love, because you want him to know that you care, that you are here. Who cares about what he does next? Let that be. Know that you've done the right thing reaching out for you. And he will respond and come back to you when he's meant to. Whether that's an hour's time, a day's time, a month, or even a year, he will come back because you were meant to be. And your love is magnetic and you are truly twin flames. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.